We'll call our meeting to order. So that brings us to Section 2, approval of the agenda. 2.1, changes to the agenda, and those are, we have added 7.19, payroll calendar for the fiscal year 23-24, presented by Julie Perry, Chief Financial Officer, and recommended by the Superintendent for approval. Construction Program Owners Representatives Business, we added item 10.2, Program Number 6, Task Order Number 29, GMP, CTE renovations at Crestview High School and Titan Commercial Building Phase 1, presented by Dr. Bill Smith, Program Directors, Facility Planning, and recommended by the Superintendent for approval. So at this time, I need a motion
I'll move it.
approve the consent agenda.
And I'll second it.
Moved by Dr. White and seconded by Mr. Bryant. All in favor?
Aye.
And it passed unanimously. Thank you. That brings us to Section 3, recognitions. 3.1, recognition of the Emerald Coast Crime Stoppers Stop the Vape video contest winners, presented by Superintendent Chambers.
Thank you, Madam Chair and School Board. As you know, over the last several months, we've discussed vaping. And we know that vaping is something that impacts adults, but it's also something that impacts students all across this country. And we've taken a strong stance on vaping, and especially trying to make sure that vaping is not something that happens in our schools. And I'm proud that we have students who are taking part in the anti-vape campaign. As we've gone around and spoken to students all across the county in our chats, vape is something that has come up each and every time. And one of the things that we've challenged students on is own your school. Own your school. And one of the ways to own your school is by ridding vaping from the school setting. So I am pleased to recognize students from Crestview High School, Liza Jackson School, and Niceville High School, specifically the CTE Digital Video Technology Program, who won the Okaloosa County School District's anti-vaping campaign. They did an excellent job in creating impactful videos to share amongst their peers, and especially in raising the awareness about the effects of vaping. And I do want to thank the Emerald Coast Crime Stoppers for spearheading the contest and supporting our efforts, but I'd also like to thank the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office for the partnership and the support they have given us in this venture. And at this time, I'd like for Ms. Nicole Hodgkins to come forward. And she's the coordinator of this event and a member of the Sheriff's Department, and we just thank you for your partnership.
Thank you. Can everybody hear me? Well, first of all, thank you to the school board. We were proud to partner with them and the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office. We hosted a video Stop the Vape contest. We had 17 very, very creative submissions from very talented Okaloosa middle and high schoolers, and we would like to recognize them. It's my privilege tonight to do so, and I'd like to also ask our board chair, the Crime Stoppers board chair, Catherine Carr, to come up and join me as we recognize them. And third place is going to be the Niceville High School CTE Digital Video Technology Program. If you guys are here, you can come on up. Isabella Smith, Quinton Smith, Marshall Belk, Gabrielle Snow, Gabrielle Patterson, Jones Tyler, and Jonah Gibson.
Any of y'all want to give a speech?
Brody Carrington. He's an active member of the Okaloosa County Students Work Against Tobacco and also a student at Liza Jackson. So congratulations. like, go through it.
What? It's about to take your task off with me.
Do you want to do group one? You want to do a group? You want to do a group photo? You want to do a group photo with everybody? Yeah. Is it okay if we do a group photo with all the winners? Can you come back up, please? Not so we're like. One more, then it's over. Couldn't get everybody. Come on in, guys. Come on in, guys. Come on in, guys. Look at the back. Slide in, guys. Here we go. All right, got it. I'll go back here.
All right, Miss Carter, you can go that way just a little bit. There you go. All right.
Keep smiling. Just a minute. Can y'all choose like squat, just stay in the back where you are on the rows, but can you come that way a little bit? You come in and then, yeah, there you go, just like that. Gotcha, yeah. All right, here we go. We got a couple. Got it. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Give them a second.
Thank you. And that brings us to section 3.2, recognition of Allison Baggett, Baker School, 2022-2023, Florida High School Athletic Association Class 1A State Champion in the 119-pound girls weightlifting class Olympic lifts, presented by the superintendent.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think it seems like every week we're saying something about a state champion or a state championship team. And I know as I'm about to share this information, there might be one individual in here that might be a little bit more excited than you, and that's probably Ms. Ivanchek over here. She likes to get excited about her Baker Gators, right? So I do want to say just a few words. So we have with us Miss Allison Baggett, who's a senior at Baker School, who won the 2023 119-pound Class 1A Girls Olympic Lifts State Championship. She lifted in both the traditional and Olympic categories. In the traditional lifts, she came in second in the state with a 165-pound bench press. It's pretty serious. And a 190-pound power clean and jerk for a total of 355 pounds. In the Olympic lifts, she won the state championship with a 125-pound snatch lift and 190 power clean and jerk, which tied for the state record. This totaled 315 pounds. Last year, Allison's junior year, she won state in the 110-pound weight class and won it in two categories last year. So I know that you are someone who's done a great job in all your time at Baker and just representing yourself, your coach, your school, and this school district extremely well. So Allison, come on forward. And Coach? And I'm sure, Coach, you might have a few words to say.
It's been my pleasure coaching her for the last 5 years. We're blessed that we'll be able to start at a younger age and continue to work with her. And she's one of the hardest workers that I know, and she's given all the totals, so you know that she's very dedicated to the sport. The other thing I'd like to mention is we're in the middle of the end of track season. She's also qualified for the state competition in track. She's first in javelin. She won that. She's regional champion in javelin, and she came in third in the discus. So we're headed there not this week, but next week, and we're hopefully to add to her collection. So she's an overall pretty good athlete. hardworking, she stays on the diet, she does everything that she has to do. I always tell my kids that I'm like the doctor, I prescribe the medicine and they have to do it, and she does it. So the other thing I'd like to do is present her with her state championship ring so that she can have it and you guys can see it, that she's earned it. She's got her other two up here.
Wow.
But this is her state championship ring.
It's like Terry Bradshaw.
Thank you guys, congratulations.
Them
It's awesome
checks.
day.
All right. And I see Principal Martello, who I see hiding in the background. Didn't see you back there. So if you'd come forward. And Mr. Martello, you might also have a few words that you want to say.
So, something that you might not know about all the other accolades for Allison is she's also a member of our cheer squad. So we often see her with that contagious smile that she always has, but as her record shows, behind that contagious smile is one fierce competitor. So we're certainly proud to have her as a Baker Gator.
Put 'em out.
There's my star. I mean, she looks more like a model than a weightlifter. Gorgeous. Get one really quick.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Okay, it's ready to go.
thank you.
Congratulations, Coach.
Congratulations again. And that brings us to 6:15, and tonight we do need to pause and go into public hearing to consider 4 items. So colleagues, if you'll scroll down to section 15. 15.1 is public hearing for the adoption of a new job description for Central Office Administration Assistant Supervisor, presented by Dr. Lee Hale, Assistant Superintendent, Human Resources, and recommended by the Superintendent for approval. Is anyone here tonight to speak to this item? Seeing none, I need a motion.
I'll move it.
Moved by Dr. White.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Bryant. All in favor?
Aye.
So that carried unanimously. Second item for consideration and public hearing tonight is 15.2, public hearing for adoption of a new job description for Director, Human Resources, presented by Dr. Hale, Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, and recommended by the Superintendent for approval. Need a motion.
I'll move it.
Is there any first?
Any discussion?
Public comment.
Public comment. I don't see anyone here to address this item. Okay, if not, now I need a motion. Motion by Ms. Gardner,
I'll second it.
second by Ms. Evanchik. All in favor?
Aye.
And it carried unanimously. The third item for consideration in public hearing is for adoption of a new job description for truancy official, presented by Dr. Hale, Assistant Superintendent, Human Resources, and recommended by the Superintendent for approval. Is anyone here tonight to address this item? Seeing none, I need a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Bryant,
I'll second it.
seconded by Ms. Evanchik. All in favor?
Aye.
And that carried unanimously. And the last item, 15.4, public hearing for the adoption of a new job description for SIS ERP Focus Analyst, presented by Dr. Hale, Assistant Superintendent, Human Resources, and recommended by the Superintendent for approval.
And Madam Chair, I'd like to recommend that this job description's payroll classification be changed from pay grade 2 on the professional technical schedule to pay grade 3.
Thank you.
Is that a part of the attachment, or is that something we're changing?
that would be a change.
Okay, all right.
Is anyone here to address this item? Any comment from the board? Question?
Well, do we need to make a motion and then a comment afterwards? Would that be appropriate?
Yes,
then?
I think so. We need a motion.
So I'll make a motion.
So moved by Mr. Bryant. I need a second.
I'll second.
Seconded by Ms. Gardner.
So
Comment?
comment would be moving it from pay grade 2 to 3. What's the, why would we do that?
Simplistically, this would be a savings.
Okay.
So we're not increasing and it's not budget neutral, it's saving us money. Okay? So we've had a motion and a second, so I need to call question. All in favor?
Aye.
So that also carried unanimously. So, board members, that brings us back to section 4, our exciting portion of our meeting tonight. And that is our administrative personnel appointments. 4.1, appointment of assistant principal 2, 10-month to Mary Esther Elementary School, recommended by the superintendent for approval.
And Madam Chair, I'd like to recommend Lisa Jones for the 10-month assistant principal at Mary Esther Elementary.
Thank you. I need a motion to accept the superintendent's recommendation.
I'll move it.
Moved by Ms. Gardner. I need a second.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Bryant. All in favor?
Aye.
And that also carried unanimously. 4.2, appointment of assistant principal to 12-month Pryor Middle School, recommended by the superintendent for approval.
Thank you, Madam Chair and School Board. I bring before you Mr. Michael Denton. Mr. Denton is an educator with 26 years of experience. He earned his bachelor's degree from the University of North Florida in 1995 and his master's in educational leadership from the University of West Florida in 2004. Mr. Denton taught for 1 year just outside of Jacksonville, Florida, before moving to Destin. From there, he began teaching math and science at Ruckle Middle School, as well as coaching cross-country and boys soccer. Mr. Denton then transferred to Niceville High School, teaching science before transitioning to teaching history, with most of those classes being at the AP and ACE level. In addition, he was the girls' soccer coach for 19 years while at Niceville. After that, Mr. Denton served the county as a consultant teacher, working with over 40 new teachers at 10 different schools. This past year, he served as the assistant principal at Wright Elementary. Mr. Denton is married to Lisa, who previously taught in Okaloosa schools. Michael's also a profound father and daughter, Natalie, who graduated this year from a school over in Walton County and is committed to playing soccer at Valdosta State University. Mr. Denton is excited to begin his work at Pryor Middle School with the faculty and staff that are so clearly passionate about their students. I bring before you Mr. Michael Denton.
And Madam Chair, as a former colleague of Mr. Denton, I will proudly make that motion.
Thank you, Dr. White. I need a second.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Ms. Evanchik. All in favor?
Aye.
That carried unanimously. You have some presentation you want to make?
I'd like to thank Mr. Chambers, the board, and Ms. Barron for entrusting me with this role. In addition, I appreciate the guidance and wisdom that the assistant superintendents, so many different principals, and other administrators have imparted to me over the years. Furthermore, the professional services department that helped me to become a more effective instructional leader in my time as a consulting teacher. I'd like to thank my wife and daughter as they have continued to support my career and the changes in it over the past few years. I'd like to say a special thanks to Ms. Boyd and the faculty and staff at Wright. I've not only learned so much from you, but you've made my first year as an administrator beyond what I could have hoped for. Lastly, I would like to address why I'm here, and that is the faculty and staff at Pryor Middle School. I'm excited to get to work with yet another school whose teachers are passionate about their students, and I look forward to being a Pryor Pirate. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Where you at, Ms. Barron? Come on forward.
Yeah, where's this boy?
And that brings us to section 4.3, appointment of principal at Antioch Elementary School, recommended by the superintendent for approval.
Thank you, Madam Chair and School Board. I bring before you Ms. Susan Gehring. Ms. Gehring is a proud product of the Okaloosa County School District, attending Baker School and graduating from Crestview High School. She earned her bachelor's degree in teaching special education and her master's degree in educational leadership from the University of West Florida. Ms. Gehring began her career in education 21 years ago teaching specific learning disabilities at Antioch Elementary. She also taught varying exceptionalities, first grade and third grade, before becoming an administrator in 2015. She served as the assistant principal at Blue Water Elementary for 6 years. Last school year, she was an assistant principal at Shoal River Middle School. Then she came home to Antioch as the assistant principal. Mrs. Gehring and her husband, Chet, have 3 daughters. Paige attends Northwest Florida State College. Colleen and Riley are privileged to be students in the Okaloosa County school system. Mr. Gehring is a teacher at Fort Walton Beach High School. Mrs. Gehring is beyond excited and appreciative to have the opportunity to navigate beyond her horizons while diligently serving the students, faculty, and staff and families at Antioch Elementary School. Ms. Susan Gehring.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, I'll make that motion that we accept the superintendent's recommendation.
Thank you, Mr. Bryant. So I have a motion. I need a second.
I'll second.
Seconded by Ms. Gardner. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And it carried unanimously. I think you might have some words.
I just want to say thank you to the board and Mr. Chambers for this amazing opportunity. Anyone who's helped me along my path, I just so much appreciate your support. But I especially want to say thank you to Ms. Glenda Robinson, who was my inspiration for becoming an administrator. She's here tonight, so thank you. Amy Clue, who's the principal at Blue Water, who has been my mentor and has been a constant source of support. And Kelly Sanders, who's the current principal at Antioch, who has been a source of wisdom and just constant positivity this whole year, and I really appreciate her so much. Thank you to the faculty and staff at Antioch and anyone who took time out of your night to come support me. I appreciate you. Thank you to my family who always cheer me on and are always positive about any idea I have. I just look forward to serving the students, faculty, and staff and families at Antioch and Okaloosa County School District for many more years.
You're an Antioch. Stand up. Come up. I'll get 'em all.
file in on
Right.
Okay, she made me get the front. Well, I make some other people get up front.
We need some other people up front.
Right there, the person right there, right there. All right, back row, tippy toes.
Tippy toe back row.
Yeah. There you go. There it is. Yeah, the cheerleaders come up front. Yeah, here. And then you're flying right where you are. Yeah. Come on, right here. There you go. Let me on the front row. All right, got it.
Here we go.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. I can't see you. Sorry. There you go. Like that. Okay, perfect. 1, 2, 3. Okay, everybody stay right where you are. Keep smiling. I'm going to take a bunch. If somebody will be blinking. Got
I need you to help me.
And that brings us to section 4.4, appointment of principal, Bob Sykes Elementary School, recommended by the superintendent for approval.
Thank you, Madam Chair and School Board. I bring before you Ms. Lauren Seegers. In 2008, Ms. Seegers began her teaching career in Florida as an early intervention teacher and director. She taught students, kindergarten through grade 3, with developmental delays and special needs. During this time, she also served as a VPK director and department supervisor. In 2011, she joined the Okaloosa County School District and taught kindergarten and first grade at Eglin Elementary School. While at Eglin, she had the privilege to serve as a grade level chairperson and other various leadership roles. Twice during her career, Ms. Seegers was selected by her peers as Teacher of the Year. In 2016, she became the assistant principal of curriculum and instruction at Davidson Middle School and served there for 5 years. And for the past 2 years, she has proudly served as the principal at Eglin Elementary School. Furthermore, Ms. Seegers earned her Bachelor's of Science degree in Education and Human Development from Wheelock College with a minor in Sociology and Music and Master's in Science degree in Educational Administration from Grand Canyon University. Mrs. Seegers continues to be passionate and devoted to ensuring that all students have the opportunity to reach their full potential and is committed to empowering students to achieve success. Ms. Lauren Seegers.
Madam Chair, I'll be honored to make that motion that we accept the superintendent's recommendation for item 4.4.
Thank you, Mr. Bright. I have a motion. I need a second.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Ms. Evanchik. All in favor?
Aye.
And that carried unanimously.
Good evening. Thank you so very much. I would like to take this opportunity to graciously thank our superintendent, Mr. Chambers, and our school board members for their continued support throughout my journey in leadership. I would like to extend gratitude to all of my Eglin Elementary School family for their encouragement and their support during the last 2 years. Most importantly, I will always give thanks to God for guiding my path, my parents, my family, friends, and colleagues for supporting my dream and my mission to help students succeed. I'm truly grateful for the many individuals who are in this room tonight, as I've had the privilege to serve alongside them, and they will always have a very special place in my heart. Additionally, I want to thank each and every one of my mentors that poured their wisdom and their light into my life over the years, and because of their impact, that has made a difference for me. As I move forward in the next journey, I am beyond honored to have the opportunity to serve as the principal of Bob Sykes Elementary School, and I'm excited to once again work with the Crestview community and officially become a Bob Sykes Bullpup. Congratulations.
Come on up. Say, Bob Sykes family, come on up.
Early start bill passed.
Seemed to run down the other way.
Going to the governor, got signed.
Behind you, or did you come up front?
I don't have one.
Party that preaches the most about local control.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell them about it.
Yeah, you can even stand almost, yeah, not right behind you, but yeah, there's a lot of you guys in the back row we can't see,
If y'all will turn sideways, we'll leave that for you. Take the time. If y'all will turn sideways, a lot more to sit.
And then you guys just kind of need to come like, when we're ready, you don't have to do it sooner.
I can't see. Far back, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't see you.
Y'all, can y'all just like stand on your tippy toes?
Here we go.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Okay, everybody stay put. I'm gonna take a punch because invariably somebody's gonna be blinking, okay? You can't see me, I can't see you, so everybody's gonna make sure you can find a, make it stick your head through. One more. All right, got it. Thank you.
All right, congratulations to all of the newly appointed. I think we'll give about a minute and a half for you to clear if you would like to go ahead and have a break to be on your way so that you don't have to sit through the rest of our meeting unless you just want to. Thank you. While they're doing that, Superintendent, I'll just comment what a blessing it is to live in a community where former administrators come back to support the newest elected and appointed members of their ranks.
Truly, truly a blessing.
It
And I
really
was
is.
just- I'm sorry. I was just saying, we were speaking that end of the year, teachers are tired, individuals, and the number of people that we have here supporting these new individuals coming in to take the time out is very exciting to see.
No, it is, absolutely.
Full house.
I bet you didn't know that, Superintendent. Did you know that Coach Sprague coached, Susan's dad, coached baseball at Laurel Hill, and I kept the score way back then when I was in high school.
Just a couple of years ago.
Just year before last.
That's right.
All right, they'll close the door. We can get started. We're ready. Ready? Okay. That brings us to Section 5, Public Comment, the blue card version, and I have none of those this evening. So we'll move down to Section 6, which was for the workshop only. Section 7, consent agenda. We do need to have approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Bryant. I need a second.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Gardner. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And it passed unanimously. Section 8, Superintendent's Human Resources Recommendations, 8.1 and 8.2 were for information only. 8.3, Department Staffing Restructure, presented by Dr. Hale, Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources, and recommended by the Superintendent for approval. Need a motion.
I'll move it.
Moved by Ms. Savanchik. I need a second.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Gardner. All in favor?
Aye.
And that passed unanimously. 8.4, Employment Separations, presented by Lee Hale, Assistant Superintendent, and recommended by the Superintendent for approval.
Move it.
Moved by Dr. White.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Bryant. All in favor?
Aye.
And it passed unanimously. 8.5, personnel recommendations presented by Lee Hale and recommended by the superintendent for approval. Need a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Bryant.
Second.
Seconded by Dr. White. All in favor?
Aye.
And that passed unanimously as well. 8.7, employee suspension, presented by Lee Hale, Assistant Superintendent of HR, and recommended by the superintendent for approval.
I'll move it.
Moved by Mrs. Gardner,
I'll second it.
seconded by Ms. Evanchik. All in favor?
Aye.
And it passed unanimously.
Madam Chair, if we could go back to 8.6, please.
8.6.
You skipped 6.
Thank you. Employee suspension, presented by Dr. Hale and recommended by the superintendent for approval.
Move it.
Moved by Dr. White.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Bryant. All in favor?
Aye.
And it passed unanimously. Brings us to 8.8, I believe.
Mhm.
Employee termination, presented by Dr. Hale, Assistant Superintendent, and recommended by the superintendent for approval.
I'll move it.
Moved by Ms. Evanchik,
Second.
seconded by Dr. White. All in favor?
Aye.
And it carried unanimously. 8.9, reinstatement or reimbursement of sick leave due to line of duty illness, injury, or medical exam, presented by Lee Hale and recommended by the superintendent for approval.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Bryant,
Second.
seconded by Ms. Gardner. All in favor?
Aye.
And it carried unanimously. 8.10, leave without pay, presented by Lee Hale and recommended by the superintendent for approval.
Move it.
Moved by Dr. White,
I'll second it.
seconded by Ms. Evanchik. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And it carried unanimously as well. We have nothing moved to discussion agenda section 9. That brings us to section 10, 10.1, program status report by the board's representative to the construction program. Mr. Bryant.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and we did have a meeting this morning. As you can see with the handout in front of you, we have a lot still going on. I'm not going to go over every item on here, but I do want to go to task order number 12, which is the district-wide sales tax construction projects. And just to let you know that we are ahead of schedule by about 8 months, but unfortunately, the materials are having a hard time catching up, especially with our electrical needs. So it looks like some of these projects that we were hoping to have open by the beginning of the school year will probably push back September, October time. But it's only because we're not getting the electrical stuff in time to get it in there. Everything else is still ahead of schedule, which is really amazing that we're still able to have all the other stuff going ahead of schedule. And then if you look toward the to the end, I'm sorry, task order number 17 is the roof replacement. Blue Water Elementary just had finished theirs, and Walker will be starting in the summer. And then also we have the roofing and canopy projects. That's task order number 16. The Lewis and Choctaw roofs are now 100% complete. And then task order number 20 is the priority roofing projects. And it looks like Longwood project was bid and contract awarded. And then they've already started off the tear off and drying work, and it's about 75% complete. And then also the final drawings for Fort Walton Beach, Silver Sands, Laurel Hill, Crestview, Richburg, Niceville, and Ruckle have been approved, and we should see work on Laurel Hill, Crestview, and Richburg over the summer. And then also task order number 29 is the CT renovations at Crestview High School and the Titan Commercial Building, and the final design drawings were received and an estimate is complete. And then tomorrow, well, I'll just finish up there, but tomorrow we will have our Citizens Oversight Committee and meeting here at 4 o'clock. It is open to the public if anybody would love to come and see what the citizens and the staff are talking about with the half-cent sales tax. And I would also, and I know this was mentioned in the workshop this morning, but just thank the superintendent and his staff for the wonderful videos that were presented with some of our community advisors that were out. There's 4 videos that were presented, and they did an awesome job. They're about 1.5 minutes, and they are on the district website, so take a look. You know, many people have volunteered to be on that committee, so it was great for them to be able to go out and see the projects that are going on and to have them videotape so all of our constituents can see what's going on out there with the half-cent sales tax. And that's it tonight, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Bryant. And a reminder, too, that on our website, there's a tab where anybody can go and see the updates to those projects. So that brings us to 10.2, Program Number 6, Task Order Number 29, GMP CTE renovations at Crestview High School and Titan Commercial Building Phase 1, presented by Dr. Smith, Program Director, and recommended by the Superintendent for approval.
Move it.
Second.
Moved by Dr. White, seconded by Mr. Bryant. All in favor?
Aye.
And that passed unanimously. Thank you. That brings us to Section 11, Attorney's Business.
No report tonight.
Thank you. Section 12, 12.1 is out-of-state student trip request, and 12.2, correspondence request and other matters from the superintendent.
Thank you, Madam Chair and School Board. As you know, this morning at the board workshop, we delivered information about different projects that are going on and different bits of information, and I do not have anything further at this time.
Thank you. So that brings us then to board members' announcements and requests for information. Mr. Bryant, we missed you this morning, so we'll start with you.
Well, thank you. And just so everybody knows, this morning I was getting a root canal done, so that's why I was not here. But,
You would have rather been here.
I would have rather been here. So,
Yeah.
but I just wanted to say, first of all, congratulations to the Davidson's boys baseball. They are the county champs for the middle school division.
Awesome.
So really excited about that. And this morning when I was driving down to the dentist, I passed Crestview High School and noticed that the 56 Chevrolet Bel Air was out in front of the school. You have until May 15th to purchase tickets at any school, and the drawing will be held on May 22nd. Be a nice car to have in somebody's possession, and you know it's a good thing. All that money is going to go back to the schools, so really excited about that. And Dr. Kelly, I heard that you mentioned, because I know you have a heart for Laurel Hill because you were a cheerleader there today. I appreciate you announcing Tyler Southard for his making the Florida Gator cheer team.
Pretty cool.
And I will tell you, the first time I ever met Tyler, if you've ever seen a guy do splits, it will definitely have you thinking. But you know, the first time I saw him, that's basically what I remember. And but I will tell you that he is such a great kid and a great young man, and he's really developed. But I always have to mention that. I mean, I've never seen somebody do the splits like he did, and he did it with such grace. But
Very
we're proud of
athletic.
Tyler. So.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Bryant. You sure that anesthesia hasn't worn off yet?
I was gonna say, I
Just
don't know how
teasing.
we can top
Just
that.
teasing.
Yeah.
And Dr. White, we missed you too this
thank you.
morning.
He gets
Thank
to
you.
follow.
Well, just a couple of things, Madam Chair and colleagues. I just encourage students and their parents to take a look at the Choctawhatchee Tribe Life for upcoming exam schedules. And Superintendent, it was a reminder just how extensive and how many exams we have. Also, Pryor Middle School, they have a busy calendar too, and they have their exam schedule as well. And then Meigs Middle School celebrated the kickoff of Teacher Appreciation Week with a wonderful breakfast. And then finally, I'd like to say good luck to the Choctaw Girls Flag Football Team and their regional finals game at this very moment against Jacksonville.
Awesome.
That's all.
Yay.
All right.
Go Big Green.
Thank you. Ms. Gardner.
Yes. I'd like to start out by congratulating Fort Walton Beach High School, and they are proud to announce that they are PLTW, Project Led the Way, Distinguished High School, again, this for the 2022-23. They are one of 9 distinguished high schools in the state to be awarded this PLTW. And from this program, there's 27 seniors that have earned, make sure I get this right, biotechnician assistant credentials, and it's through the University of Florida. And I think a couple of the students we met during that fire chat were in this program right there, but they have worked very hard for the past 4 years, and it just goes to show that how our teachers and what we're doing to prepare our students for today for these careers that they've got up and coming. Also, they would like to announce that the baccalaureate has been changed, the date. So please make note that it will take place on Monday, the 22nd, Choctaw at 6:30, not Tuesday, the 23rd. If you go Tuesday, the 23rd, you've missed it. So Monday, the 22nd. And as Dr. White said, there's a lot of things going on in our schools with awards and programs from elementary through high school. So I would encourage our parents and people who have somebody special they want to see to go to those school sites and look to see those dates, because things are changing due to just so many different things going on. Also, a big shout out to the girls softball team at Fort Walton Beach High School. Quarterfinals will be played on this coming Thursday, May 11th at 7 p.m. They'll be playing Middleburg, so go girls. We're proud of our Lady Vikings. And our boys baseball also, I think I failed to mention the girls softball are district champs. Don't want to forget that. And the boys baseball team is also the district champs. They will be playing in the quarterfinals. They'll be playing Lincoln tomorrow night, May 9th at 6 p.m. And I tell you what, this team, they have played with heart, determination, grit. To see these boys come back here the last 6 or 7 games, it's just been amazing. So tomorrow night, if you want to go watch an exciting ball game, head out to Fort Walton Beach High School, and then again on Thursday for the girls softball. And we were speaking earlier about the Cox Inspirational Student Hero Program Awards. That will be Wednesday, May 10th. So I'd like to go ahead and just do a shout out to these students who Cox will recognize for how they've overcome such extreme challenges in their life. And it's an inspiration to sit and listen. They have inspired their teachers, administrators, and their fellow students, and it's such a rewarding program to sit and listen to these young children, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, high school, what they've been able to overcome and be successful. Once again, I can't say enough that I want to thank our teachers for what they do day in and day out. We talked about it this morning, but I also want to say that they go above and beyond in our classrooms every single day, and they're doing things that we don't even notice. They have a heart for these children. I said earlier that they're students, but then they become their children. And I can say for all of us that we greatly appreciate it. It does not go unnoticed. And hang in there. You only have a few more weeks to go. So thank you once again to our teachers for all they do.
Absolutely. Thank you. Ms. Evanchik.
Yes, well, I said several things this morning, but I would like to say again, it's, as you mentioned, Teachers Week, National Teachers Week, but I also want to thank the community partners that I've been out to some schools, and they're providing food and goodies and all kinds of things from different community partners bringing into the school. And it's great to live in this community where everybody comes together for education. But I also want to, if the public's listening, watching, and they did not see our workshop this morning, I'd like for them to go back and see Mr. Harrison, the attorney, because he gave a very good presentation this morning about going against social media and how it's affecting students, and this, of course, is throughout the nation. But I'm very glad that our district is joining up with this partnership to this lawsuit to go against social media and what they're putting out there, just like we did a few months ago against Juul. I think it's so important that we fight back every way we can against these things that are influencing our students. As board members, we unfortunately, in expulsion hearings and other things, see the extreme negativity of that to the point where a student can no longer really be in school. So I hope that individuals go back, because this is something that we need to fight as a community against the effects of social media and Juul, and of course our anti-vaping campaign, all these things that we need to do to get our students away from all that. So I was glad. I hope they'll go back and watch his presentation and the comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Evanchik. And for myself, I made about 10 announcements this morning, representative of many of the 8 schools that I represent, so I won't repeat those tonight, but I'll conclude my comments with the fact that I just can't say enough for our teachers, some of whom are still in the audience tonight and were earlier tonight. Everything that we do in this county, all the grade A's that we're so happy to tout ourselves about, They're all made on the backs of the teachers who every day are in that classroom working their hearts out, nurturing and educating our students. So kudos to all of our teachers, and just know that we understand, we stand on your shoulders, and it truly is the profession that builds all others. So thank you to our teachers. That brings us to section 14, the public comment yellow card version. And again, I have not received any of those. And at this time, yes. Oh, there's one. Do I have a yellow card? Okay. You want to fill out a yellow card for us? They should be on the back table. We can help you. You can do it later.
Just let her.
You can get a card, but go ahead and make your statement for us and fill out the card and give it to Miss Mary later for the record. Thank you. Hello.
Hi, Madam Chair, Dr. White, Ms. Ivanchuk, Ms. Gardner, Superintendent Chambers, and Mr. Bryant. I'm so honored to be here today. My name is Kana Lexia Fort. I'm the Program Director of Incubate Debate. We are a statewide nonprofit. We empower students to become strong public speakers, quick thinkers, and engaged citizens through the power of debate. We recently, last weekend, held our 2023 Incubate State Championship. We had 65 students from across the state of Florida come together to debate pressing topics, including the Federal Reserve, artificial intelligence, and something as complex as U.S. nuclear policy. And I am proud to say that our 2023 state championship was one of Okaloosa's very own, Mr. William Kiker, a junior at Fort Walton Beach High School.
Wow.
Congratulations.
That's great.
Not only did he win the tournament with 65 students, he also showed his leadership by empowering his fellow debaters and encouraging them to become the best that they possibly can be, and we are so proud of him. Just 2 years ago, Northwest Florida had barely any debate. But today, I'm proud to say that Incubate Debate has 14 schools in Northwest Florida, from Santa Rosa County all the way to Washington County. And we are so proud and we are so grateful to our Okaloosa families for supporting their children, including the parents of Mr. William Kiker, who are here today. We are so grateful for them, and we are really looking forward to yet another year of watching our students learn from, inspire, and lead one another.
Well, let's
Thank you
have
very
that
much.
Thank
young
you,
man up
yes.
here.
Mr. Kiker.
Okay. Thank you so much. My name is William Kiker. I am the student that Miss Lexia Ford mentioned who won the Incubate Debate State Championship. I'm a sophomore at Fort Walton Beach High School. And so I'd like to just thank everyone on the board, Chair Kelly, Vice Chair White, Superintendent Chambers, Mr. McInnes, Mr. Bryant, Ms. Ivanchuk, and Ms. Gardner for all the hard work you do for our schools every single day. Thank you so much. I'd like to address the impact that Incubate Debate has had on my life and the life of all of the people who you see behind you today. Incubate Debate has helped me tremendously gain confidence in public speaking and gain public speaking skills. When I first started debate, which was just at the start of this school year, I honestly had no idea what I was doing. I was not the best speaker, I was not the best debater. But because of Incubate Debate, because of the skills that they have fostered, because of the help that I have received through that program, I have grown tremendously as a debater, and I'd like to say as a person. Not just within the round, but also in general. I've grown so much more confident, so much more able to express myself confidently and with passion, that the impact that it has been incredibly positive for my life. It is also, they're not going to speak, we don't want to take up too much time, but I'd also like to thank all of the friends that I've made through Incubate Debate, not just in this county, but also all across our region and across our state. Sitting here today, we have Declan Harnett from Crestview High School, we have Lane Parker from Niceville High School, we have Madison Rabins from Niceville High School, and we have Genesis Jimenez Chavez from Collegiate High School. All of them are great friends, they're great debaters, and I'd like to thank them for standing here today. I'd also like to thank my incredible debate coach, Ms. Brownsberger. She is an English teacher at Fort Walton Beach High School. She also runs yearbook, and most importantly, in my opinion, she runs the debate program at Fort Walton Beach High School. She has done a fantastic job in helping not just me, but every single one of her students. I cannot express my gratitude to her enough, and I'd like to thank you so much for listening to me today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Wow. I just have a couple of things to say to that. First of all, thank you, Ms. Ford, for introducing Mr. Kiker. Thank you, all of the Incubate Debate participants who are here and supporters who are here with you. It certainly is very well thought out and very reflective of the confidence, the competence, and the enthusiasm that the debate program has given you. Certainly, we can see it in your demeanor and in your vocabulary and in the way you poised yourself tonight. So thank you for bringing them here, Ms. Ford, and introducing Mr. Kiker. Congratulations to you.
That's
and,
awesome.
That is very
Dr. Kelly,
well deserved.
Dr. Kelly, I can say I did judge a couple of their debates over the last couple of years, and I do remember this young man coming up and speaking, but all of them up here, I thought y'all looked familiar once you said that. So, and they all have a special gift, and I'm glad that debate is really something that's being taken serious in most of our schools, and I know a couple of the other schools are really starting to come up too, so it's a good thing.
And I think you said you were a sophomore?
I am, yes.
We look forward to
Wow.
the next couple of years to seeing what you and what others are going to be doing. It's going to be fun to watch. So, and go Vikings! Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, and congratulations, parents, as well. Thank you for being here and for bringing that to our attention.
And Dr. Kelly, I also want to say congratulations. You know, debate is something that is, it takes a lot of heart and courage, right? But not only do you have to have that ability to speak well, but it's also beyond that. I know it's all the time that you put in on research. It's the time that you put in on practice. So I just could not be more proud, and I think this board has shown that debate is something that we hold dear to our heart. I think next year you'll see every high school will have a debate team, and almost every middle school will have a debate team. So that's one of our goals, and the actual goal is for every middle school to have a debate team. But we think we're going to be pretty close to that. So again, I just want to thank you for paving the way, and to be a champion as a sophomore, that's something that's extremely special. So good job, buddy.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I love his passion. Just
Yeah.
Absolutely.
wonderful.
Very
Nice job.
impressive.
Absolutely. All right. Does anybody else have anything for the good of the order? Dr. Hale, Sheila, Jordan? No one else. Anybody else? Mr. McGinnis? Anybody else? All right. Well, then, we are adjourned.